Good morning, DXN. In a world seeking purpose and wellness, one vision sparked a movement. In 1993, in the heart of Malaysia, Datuk Dr. Lim Siu Jin founded DXN. From nature to opportunity, a journey of health, wealth, and happiness. From a single dream, DXN now touches lives in over 180 countries, with more than 19 million members united by one vision. From Asia to Africa, from Europe to the Americas, we are one. At DXN, quality is not just a promise, it's a process. We grow, we produce, we deliver. Every step is managed with precision and care, from beginning to end. That's what our One Dragon philosophy is all about. DXN is more than a brand, it's a lifestyle. Coffee, skincare, nutrition, and beyond. Designed for daily life, shared across the world. All walks of life, people rise through DXN. With training, leadership, and the power of belief. Dreams are turned into reality. Success becomes a lifestyle. This is DXN, where nature and science unite, where people grow together. Health, wealth, happiness. DXN. One world, one market.
Meet Crown Ambassador Mohammad Fatemi Ghani, a leader known for resilience, service, and lifelong learning. An aeronautical engineer, he joined DXN in 2003 as a product user and soon experienced a powerful health transformation. Inspired, he shifted from employee to entrepreneur, matching his income in just 2 years. By 2007, he became a full-time DXN leader with a mission to empower people worldwide. Committed to growth, he studied nutrition and direct selling, building a strong global network. He now mentors thousands and leads impactful projects, including the Night Blindness Initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Crown Ambassador Mohammad Fatemi Ghani.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and a very warm welcome to each one of you for a very special episode of DXN Middle East. Before getting into the show, let me just remind you something. Every success or every successful journey starts with a very powerful purpose or a very powerful why. Today's session is not a small or not a normal session. It is an opportunity for each one of you to take a pause, think, listen, and rebuild your why. To guide or to give a proper guidance, we have a very fantastic personality with us. The person who is a speaker, a trainer, a trained for more than 4,000 or 400,000 people or 400,000 networkers all across the globe. An aeronautical engineer by profession, and he served for more than 30 years in UAE and Pakistan. And the first and foremost Crown Ambassador of DXN Middle East. It is my pride and privilege to welcome the first and foremost Crown Ambassador, Mr. Mohammad Fatemi Ghani. Mr. Ghani, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much,
Mr.
Ashwin.
Ghani, I'm very excited and I'm looking forward to listen you because this topic is something which I'm looking forward really, because we are getting a tremendous feedback after releasing the poster that everybody was talking about this particular topic. So we are really looking forward, Mr. Ghani, and over to you.
Thank you so much. So I'll share the screen. Let me know that you can see the screen.
Sure, sure.
You can see the screen?
Yep.
All right. So let me just go on the full screen mode.
Please.
So are you seeing only one screen or two screen?
One screen, Mr. Ghani.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, so let me just go. Let me reduce this screen. Welcome, everyone. It's a very powerful topic. There's a lot of material I'm going to cover. And I would request for this coming 1 hour, it might go a little bit more because there's a lot of material. And this talk is definitely, it all depends upon how you take this topic. And of course, you will understand, but application is the most important thing. So before I start, I'd like to thank DXN Dubai for arranging this webinar. And I want to reassure this is not just some of those do it 7-step step to get your purpose. This is much more than whatever you can think of. At this stage of life, whatever your age is, which is maybe 25 or 30 or 40, 50, 60, you have got enough information. To be very honest, with the AI, with the social media, with so much is going on, there is a lot of noise. There is a lot of noise, lot of information. Today, our purpose is basically to find, are we on the right track? So it is a reflection of what you are doing. So it is important. So I like to say that this same webinar that I'm doing, uh, just a week back on Saturday, I did a talk for this NGO, Pakistani Canadian Women's Society, and there was a workshop. This was for about 2 hours plus, and it was amazing. Why? Because most of the people who had joined, they were, professionals from various fields, doctors, engineers, lawyers, businesswomen, and all ages. And some of the testimonials of the workshop is thank you, Fatemi Bhai, for a very engaging and interesting session period. Since then, I'm reflecting on my own why. She's a psychiatrist, Dr. Barbara, and then a long feedback about a good session. We should keep coming back to our own why through discovery and rediscovery. That is the thing that I'm going to also talk about, because a lot of people were asking me, what is rediscovery? So I said, let me go back to find out what is discovery. Without finding why we see an epidemic of people feeling lost, that also the area that I'm going to cover, why people feel empty from inside despite having everything in life, no matter how much social work they do to satisfy themselves. Our why and purpose also keeps evolving, and it is when you find it you start living and enjoy. uh, and the thing that I've experienced this, especially since I worked with a brain coach recently for understanding self. I enjoyed reconnecting with it again today. So it was very nice of the people. There were a lot of feedback, but let's dive into our topic. So today the talk is not about your success or my success or some motivation and me teaching you or coaching you. It's about you and you finding your purpose and your meaning in life. Uh, Almost 90% of my talk is very general. It is not only for DXN members and consumers and other people. It is for our directors, for staff, for everybody and anybody. In the end, I'll have a little important final thoughts about how DXN is involved in this purpose building mission that we are in. So, who is this workshop for? I mean, that everybody asks, rediscovering it might be for the old people. No, it is for everyone. Young adults, when I say young adults, they are 18 to 39 or mid 30s, who are building life, might be starting their journey. Like Ashwin is a young guy, so he's started and been in the work for, X number of years. And then they said, am I in the right job? Or am I right in the right business? So this is the young adults. So it is for them. Middle-aged adults who are between 40 and 60. There are a lot of people who are in the middle age and they are rethinking. I mean, they have put in about 20 years, 25 years into their profession. And it's like a turning point. And this is a very while I was doing research on this very topic, there is a terminology which came, midlife crisis. That's a very interesting thing that I learned, that there is a thing called midlife crisis also, and it happens during that time between 40 to 60, or sometimes it comes earlier also. And of course, there are older adults, 60 plus, who has lived their lives to the full, and now they're asking what next. And this is definitely for them too. So there are two important days in life: the day you were born and the day most of the people, in my workshop said the day you die. It's not the day you die, the day you find your why. Let me pause and you take this inside you and think that, did I find my why? So Simon Sinek, the author of the book Find Your Why, and I bought this book. I mean, this is definitely one of those books which I got hand on long time back when I was in Europe. And he says that the fulfillment comes from understanding why you do it, what you do. All right. And he has got this golden circle. And if you have not read this book, this is a very strong recommendation that you should. And he's got podcast and he's got a lot of stuff happening in the YouTube. Now everybody is quite familiar with all kinds of personal development things happening. So if you look at this, why is the core purpose? From there, you move to how, the process, and then you are looking at the result, and that is what. So I'll give you a simple example. I mean, this example is a little conceptual. The simple example is, in a tree, you've got roots. Roots are the why. And the trunk of that tree is the how. And the fruit that it bears is the what. That is the result of that why and the how and that action is being taken. So this is important that you should find your why, discover what is the meaning of life. Today, from this webinar, if one idea, one story, I'm going to share some stories too, and one question which helps you discover something important about yourself, then our time together is worthwhile. Then I will think that, I've done my job. So enjoy this beautiful video of Trevor Noah.
One of the things that saddens me the most about the world we live in is that we oftentimes don't have the luxury to process the whys. We know that things happen. We feel the things happening to us. But oftentimes, we don't make the time or we don't have the time to process the why. Why were we so angry? Why did we fight each other so much? We had no compassion for each other. We were the worst of ourselves. And if you ask me, it's because we were scared. As humans, we become so comfortable knowing that we forget how uncertain life is. We get taught every single day that we know. We get comfortable knowing. So you think you'll always know. What's the traffic going to be like? You know. What's the weather going to be like? You know. Oh, it'll rain on Thursday. Understand what a magic trick that is? If you had that technology 500 years ago, you were like, oh, it'll rain on Thursday. People would be like, we take that for granted, but it's also made us forget that life is uncertain. We don't know. The pandemic showed it. It exposed every single one of us. And I think the thing that we didn't take a moment to think about is the why. Why were we so angry? Why were we so frustrated? It wasn't because of movies. It wasn't because we couldn't go out to parties. It wasn't because we couldn't go to the mall. It's because we lost each other. I lost you. You lost me. We lost this.
Amazing message. Short one, but it is worth listening. So what is a why? I mean, this is really deep rooted. I've been working on this, topic for almost 3 months, and read a few books, brainstorming, talking to people. So your why is basically your deeper motivation. What makes you go, the meaning that you would like to give to your life, what energizes you, and of course, what impact you want to have in future. So your why, that the red dot that is there, It gives you the life meaning and the direction. So once again, please try to absorb these very powerful ideas that your why is your life's meaning. Your why is what gets you out of the bed and gets you with that go. Now, the why and the purpose, I was just thinking, and I said, then why not do a little more research? Because people think that they are same. So your daily action that you do is your why that aligns with a greater mission in life, which is your purpose. So life becomes meaningful when what you do gets you closer to your ultimate mission in life. So I hope this comparison of your why and purpose, they are not same. The bigger thing is the purpose and the daily action that you do, which gets you closer to your purpose and the meaning in life, is your why. So yesterday I was just sitting in my garden and then I saw this bird on the top of the cedar tree. So I just took a shot. This is just yesterday. And please enjoy this short video and listen to the sound of that beautiful bird. In my book also, I have written this, the why the bird sings. The birds have got a purpose. If birds have purpose, what about us? So rediscover who you truly are. So tonight, when you go back to sleep, take a moment. We are very busy. All the time we are on our, mobile, on our laptop, running around. There's a lot of things happening. And we don't have any time to think about ourselves. So we need to reconnect with ourselves, our inner self. So the question that you should be asking is, am I living the life I truly want? Or I'm living the life which I'm drifted towards. I'll give you a data on that. Percentage of the people who have discovered their why. This is again a research. This I got it from, of course, AI, and AI has got most of the answers, not all the answers. So I was thinking it'll be about 50%. And I was surprised, out of 4 people, 1 person has got the clear answer to their why. That makes 25% who have a meaningful life. So a big number, any age, they are struggling to find their why. Many people, it's not that they have lost the purpose or lost their why. What they have lost in this journey of life, if they have lost the direction, the clarity, because again, I said there is too much of noise happening in our life. So we need to remember, your why is not your job, not your position, the status, whatever you are a president or you are a manager. It's not your title. Those things end. They end with time. Your job, your position, whatever, people lose their job, or they retire and they are no more in that same position that they were. Your why, what I'm going to, have this talk with you is to evolve yourself. Talk to yourself. So tonight again, sit down and have a piece of paper, and ask your heart, not your brain, because that gives you the real answer to what's happening inside. Your why can evolve throughout your life. It's not once you retire. Of course, your why of 25 will not be the same of why of 65. It changes. Your life changes, career changes, health changes, family, dreams, priorities, everything changes. So the thing that is extremely important is that rediscovering yourself. That's not a failure. That if you rediscover yourself and you do something, that's growth. I'm going to talk more on that. So let's find the difference between discover and rediscover. So when I announce this topic, a lot of people ask, what is this rediscover? So I thought that, let's go back to the first word, discover. Discover, of course, finding something new, something you would like to do, is when you graduate or when you do your high school, you started learning, who you are, what you want to become. That's the first time you get into the university, college, and then you start your job and life goes on. And then what happens is, then you get a little lost, clarity is not there. So rediscovering yourself means reconnecting with the person you were once when you started your life. Sometime, as most of the people in Asia especially, we are told, oh, my son is going to become a doctor and an engineer. And if you tell them that, at that time, when I was growing, that this guy is going to become, an accountant or become a IT guy, for example, IT guy. In the 70s, IT was just starting. It's gone crazy. What is IT? So discovery looks outward, rediscovery looks inward. So today you need to look inward. So I would like to just share a quick story about my journey or the discovery to rediscovery. And this is not, I'm trying to just, impress that I went through this phase of life. I want to impress upon you, everybody has got their story. You have got your story. Your dad has got your story. Your granddad has got your story. Sit down and listen. So from 1960 to 2007 to today, I joined the Pakistan Air Force, a very elite, that's me as a teenager. I graduated as an aerospace engineer, alhamdulillah, 1979, and moved to Canada in 2000. That's the city that I moved to, Calgary. And there was struggle. Of course, any immigrant, I would also connect with any expatriates who move out of their country to come to Gulf or to come to Europe or any place that they go to work. There is a big, big struggle. For 3 years, we didn't know what hit us. But in this phase of life, which is called, a life of the new immigrant or the expatriates, they go through the 5 stages. Now, this is important because a lot of people are listening to me from Gulf. So they arrive to their new, dreamland, what they call, and they go through this excitement. First is a lot of excitement. It's I'm going, new opportunity, new country, a fresh start. And then they get a cultural shock or a weather shock. In Canada, I had moved from Dubai, so it was something like 40, 45. And then that year that I moved in 96, it was minus 40. I didn't know what hit me. So different communication style, the work culture, social norm. The third thing what happens is identity disruption. I mean, you are doing a real good job and then you start afresh. So you are in a land of unknown. You don't know what has happened. What happened to all my status and what my experience. Then the rebuilding process starts. New network, your job, your business, whatever you are doing. And then finally, all the immigrants, all the expatriate workers, they come to a stage called rediscovery. So you begin combining your past experience to your new life. And in Canada, it's definitely a beautiful life. And it all depends upon how fast that you accept the change and adapt to the new life. So 2003 to 2007 is when I found my purpose. The why was I was on it. So I'm going to explain right in the end about what I rediscovered in that time. So this is again a very deep study. What you need to do in your rediscovery: your health, of course, your relationship, your faith, your growth, your service, and your legacy. So there are 6 things that you need to work. And do you see any job? Do you see any business? Do you see any money in that? None. So I'm talking to, the people who are listening to me. You might be in whatever position that you are. You need to, just look into these 6 areas. So it is very important that you need to be happy in life, what you need to do with yourself. So I don't have time to, go through this. Is not a workshop, but can anybody guess what is the price of this car? This car is, it's the most expensive car in the world. You talk about 1 million, 2 million. This car, which is Rolls-Royce La Rose Noir Droptail, that's the name of the car, is $30 million. That's the cost of this car. So if you are given this car for the rest of your life and you spend that $30 million and you have got, say, $35 million, you said, okay, this is my dream. So discovering your body is important, and what you're going to do with this. Your body is that expensive vehicle. So you need to rediscover your health. Without health, all your why, all your purpose, all your dream, everything is multiplied by 0. So remember, that vehicle that you are going to live for the rest of your life, you need to take care of it. Your future depends on that. Your body is your first home, where you're living, not this house that you are in or the office that you are most of the time, 8 hours, 10 hours that you put in. So before you discover your why and the purpose, and the career and the wealth, you need to really put your health as the highest priority. The question is, are you treating your body as the greatest assets? Like that car, $30 million, are you taking care of that car? Your body speaks before it shouts. It tells you. There are different signs. And the signs are you get fatigue, you get tired, poor sleep, weight gain, stress, and then your mobility starts reducing. So most people ignore the whisper until it becomes a big shout and scream. Why wait? In English, there's an adage says that a stitch in time saves nine. Anyway, my coach, one of my first coaches, I got all his books. Amazing guy, Jim Rohn. Take care of your body is the only place you have to live in this world. So 80% of your health is in your hand, 20% is not. So you have the power to choose. Now the word is your choice how you would like to live. A healthy life or an unhealthy life. Every single day you have got a choice, either to take that apple or to take those cakes and pastries and whatever, donuts and all. So take charge of your health. When a person gets sick, only that person has to suffer. And unfortunately, because of that person suffering, everybody suffers in the house. Rediscover what you are eating. Your body needs the right ingredients. Try to be away from the processed food. I listen to some podcasts and I listen to some of the gurus in the health and wellness area because that's a part of our program. So if you look at this food on the platter, this is not what we eat. This is what we should be eating. So between taste and nutrition, we go for taste. And that is the reason why we are falling sick like crazy. So good food is a medicine. What do you drink? And then look around. So much of, we are talking about the soft drink. There is a hard drink. All kinds of sugary drink. The best drink is water. And if it is alkaline water, nothing like it. What do you inhale? Now, that is the reason why there's a beautiful movie made by Netflix, The Blue Zone, the people who live for 100 years. And most of the places, not most, all the places, from Japan to Europe to places in North America, the place where the environment and the surroundings are, if you look at this lungs picture which is there, on the right side is all greenery, and the left side is where the city people are living in that beautiful city. In that pollution, they cannot wear the mask and oxygen. So what you are inhaling is what you are also becoming. Movement, that movement is also a medicine. And that's a natural medicine. How much of movement are you doing every day? It's not going to the gym, just walking, running, going up and down the stairs. Sleep. Oh my God. This is where we are compromising like anything. And who is the biggest enemy? Is the thing which we have in our hand. This. The blue light which keeps us awake. The quality sleep should be 7 to 9 hours. We're not having that. So that is the major part. And that 20%, which is you need to also add in, is the food and food supplements. Now, what you are looking at is, this has become a must. This is not, Before maybe 50 years back, this was like an option. Vitamins, okay, I'm good, because you're getting all the things that you need. All right, the second part is called your relationship. It's important. Who is the most important person in this world? The most important person in this world is you. Do you talk to yourself? Yes, you do talk to yourself. There's a beautiful book called Self Talk. And in that, when you're talking, unfortunately, what is happening is the mind and what we are looking at and what we are hearing, what we are seeing, and the environment that we are in, they are mostly negative. 90% of the information coming is negative. Now, what you need to do is you need to filter it out, those negativity. So you want to understand your why. You have to become, you want to get something out of your life, you have to become positive. And if you ask, again, and you ask yourself, what is the negativity in your life? If it is not you, what is the negativity in your environment? Even in the family, you have those people. Then rediscover the relationship that you have with your family, with your friends, with your community, with your colleagues, because that is the social bond that we are in. We talk about love, we talk about, the meaning and belonging, taking care. This is all connected with that relationship. So how we can make our relationship better? We take things for granted, and we take things, people for granted. If he or she is my friend or my cousin or whosoever, even your brother and sister, we have got some sort of feelings and grudges, and something is in our heart. So you want to go ahead with the relationship, then that relationship has to blossom when we learn to forgive. In our religion also, forgiveness is a big thing. It'll make you a free person. So rediscover your freedom. Rediscover. That's where you will find yourself also. The end of the day, happiness. Your faith, that's like a compass. Purpose becomes very clear when we understand why we are created, why we have been put in this earth, why we get lost. Because that connection with God is gone. So we don't have the compass. Again, in the business, we are focusing more on what? Earning, job, business. That connection is getting weaker or have become weaker. When we trust Allah, our God, we stop asking why this thing is happening, why I'm going through all these challenges in life. Instead, if you ask, what is Allah teaching me by putting me into this situation? This is a deep question. A lot of people, when they are challenged in life, they ask, why is Allah doing this thing to me? Allah is doing this thing because He wants to teach us. All the prophets, from Prophet Adam to Prophet Muhammad, so many hundreds of thousands of, 124,000, that's what they say, came. They went through those challenges. So your connection, that is, am I living according to the purpose Allah created? the answer to purpose of creation is given in the Surah Al-Dhariyat, and it says that Allah is saying that I did not create jinn. Let me adjust. I want to give the exact wording. I did not create jinn and mankind except to worship me. So that, and rest after that, we are supposed to work. We are supposed to earn money. But that is the starting point. So people are lost because they are disconnected internally. Then those three stages, the young adult, the middle age, and the old, why they are lost? They burn out, chasing money, chasing life. They don't have time, no personal fulfillment. The people who are 50, they are going through this transition, they are going to get to retirement. There's an identity loss, loneliness is there. And what now? What next? So rediscover your why at every stage. It's not that when you go old that you rediscover your why. You might be just 30 years old. You might be just 40 years old. You ask yourself, the life that I'm having, is it making me happy? How's my relationship? How's my faith connection with Allah? So no matter what your age, whether you are building, rebuilding, redefining, evolve. This is the third time I've used this word, evolve. So the biggest challenge for people is when they cross 50. So if you're young, you said, oh me, you are going to also touch 50. If you're 40, 10 years. If you're 30, 20 years. So what will happen next? If you want to help somebody, your dad or your granddad, I mean, you need to sit down and just talk to them. What happens to those people who are around 50, 60? Title changes, career slows down, children grows up and they leave the house. You are now empty nesters. Okay. So before and after retirement, things starts slowing down. There's a disconnection from the purpose, because before it was job, and business, and listening to the boss. That was the reason of living. That is not the reason of living. That is just paying your bills and paying your mortgage, getting the food, maybe making your house, traveling around. Those are not the why. So at a person loses their why during that time, for sure. Something begins to fade away. Not immediately, not suddenly, silently. Excitement goes, curiosity goes, energy goes, and the last is the will goes. That is the worst thing. You are a living dead if there is no purpose in life. So the real problem is not retirement. The real problem of the people of the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and even the 80s and 90s is they have lost their purpose in life. So now I come to the fourth part of this realignment and finding, your purpose is the growth. Rediscover your growth. So the person you would like to become, maybe you've worked for 40 years, this is not what you really wanted. You became an engineer, you become a doctor, you become a teacher, you become a director, you become a CEO and the president. So 75% of the people, that's the statistics. It's not what they want to become. So it's time, whatever age you are, you can grow. And for that thing, you need to learn. So this learning should be the part of our life. I mean, again, going back to my career as an aerospace engineer, that was the professional side. But when I rediscovered my why, Alhamdulillah, in 2007, I'm gonna share that a little later. That is the time that I really found the happiness. Alhamdulillah. So the best investment is investment in growing yourself. The fourth realignment is rediscovering the power of giving. And in my book, I've written the joy of living is in giving, how much you give to the people. When you change a life, you give meaning to your own life. You don't think that, I've done a favor to that person, I've given the money or maybe something, job to that person. How do you feel when you help somebody? You feel good? You do charity, you do donation, you feel good? Basically, you are doing for yourself. And then a time will come, these philanthropists, social workers, they are amazing people. I call them an angel on this earth. So your service is to rediscover the joy of helping others. This is the quickest and the fastest way to rediscover your meaning in life, to have a positive impact in people's life. Whose life is better today because of something you did for them? You did something, and you see them after 5 years. They come back to you and they say, Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so, you changed my life. And sometimes, you are doing so much, you sometimes you forget also. So last part of this realignment is your legacy. A lot of people, they don't work on legacy. So one day, your life will become a story. There is that 1920-2000. So that dash is where the whole story is all about. So ask yourself, what story are you writing today? Legacy is not what you leave for people. It is what you leave inside the people, what you have done to those people. So this legacy and giving, they are interconnected. They are connected. Why of some people who have left a legacy? They were, I did a lot of research. Then finally I said, okay, let me talk to the people that everybody knows. Mandela, Steve Jobs, and Thomas Edison. So what was his why? Nelson Mandela. Freedom and equality for his people. Imagine he spent 27 years in the jail, and his purpose was very clear. It never weakened. Now, the impact that he had, not only for South African people, but for the world, he became a global symbol of resilience, forgiveness, and leadership. Steve Jobs, what was his why? To make the technology simple, beautiful, and accessible. Imagine he was fired from his own company, but because his why was so strong, he came back. And what is the impact today? That he is dead. 1.52, this is the latest, the last week data I've got, are active iPhone users globally. 2.35 billion active devices, Apple devices. Thomas Edison, his why? To make that practical light bulb. Bulb was there. And he failed 1,000 times, but he never stopped. He said that he discovered 1,000 different ways to find out that this is not working how it should work until one did. And a lot of people just know Edison as the inventor of the working bulb. But the impact that he had is not only that bulb, he had 1,093 US patent and 2,332 global patents. So he was the inventor of a lot of things. Now, what is the lesson that we learned from these three guys? They just didn't feel and did think what was the burning why and the purpose. They worked with passion. They didn't look at the time. You know, in the job, what do? You look at the time. What time I have to go back home? Or what time is the weekend coming? That's what you work. These guys, they work on the weekend too. So the lesson that we need to learn is that we, first of all, don't have our why. There's no purpose. We are just there. Just like, you know, some insects or some animals or whatever, I don't know. The thing is, we need to continue finding our why. When we find our why, then we should pursue it. So we should not stop to find the real why. So what do you need to do after my webinar? Ask yourself. So again, I put it in a slide that what, if you cannot find the answer today, find it, ask yourself tomorrow when you get up in the morning. Keep asking till you don't find your why. Have that page in front of you. Find my why. Purpose is not limited by age. Some discover it early. They are the fortunate ones, and some at a later stage of life. As long as you are alive, this is a gift from God to you. Don't waste it. You are here for a certain purpose. Make your life meaningful. So now I am going to share my rediscovery story with few videos and photos. Again, I would like to, tell that if I can do it, you can also. 2003, basically, I found DXN in my life. And I joined as a consumer, not as a business builder, not as a coach, or not as a social worker. I didn't have anything. I just, wanted to get out of my health issue. Alhamdulillah, in 1 year, I got out of it. And then I entered into business, learning. That growth part was there. My why was to basically come back from Dubai to Vancouver, my home. With job, I couldn't do it. So my why was, to do something where I can support my family. My children were still very small. 2005, my website Map Your Freedom was born. Alhamdulillah, which helped me and helped thousands of people at that time. There was no social media, there was no AI, there was nothing, there was only website. And in 2007, Alhamdulillah, finally, I got out of my job and got my freedom. Map Your Freedom is talking about 6 freedom. Freedom from disease, financial independence of freedom, time freedom, travel freedom, growth freedom. And that in growth, I had a lot of coaches and mentors to teach me about this beautiful industry called network marketing. And the 6th one is the power to give. So my journey started on this path of giving in 2012 when these children came to our office asking for whether the night blindness can go. And I asked Dr. Lim at that time. People were talking about this problem is because of VAD, vitamin A deficiency. He said, no, it's because of malnutrition. These children are not getting the right food, right nutrition. So we started with Spirulina and Rishi. The project started with just a handful of kids. And in 4 months' time, they got their vision back. Alhamdulillah, naturally. My book was published in 2013. This is again giving. And now it has helped thousands of people around the world, especially in Latin America. Now it is in more than 5 languages. It's all there in the website, mapyourfreedom.com. Went to Turkey, and these are the people. I've been going to Turkey for a fairly long time, and they were refugees from Syria, Iraq, Yemen, even from Libya in my audience, and they were, refugees. Help those people to get their financial freedom. Now, our top leaders in the Arab world, they are settled down in Turkey. Special need people. I mean, these are the people having a hearing loss and wonderful people. I mean, these people that you're looking, standing at the back, they cannot speak. And they found their why, because they were not given job in the ordinary, workforce. So my mission in life is to help at least 1 million people. And Alhamdulillah, since the time I left, when I was there, it was 400,000 people, Ashwin. So I keep a track. So from 2020 till 2026, it has crossed 100,000 people. That is 500,000 people in 50 countries. Again, the goal is 1 million. That's quite a lot. Inshallah ta'ala, in the coming 5-6 years with technology and everything, I will be able to make it. And then from 1, it can go to even 2 million. So now let's connect the 5 areas of our lives with DXN. Because DXN gave me the real purpose of life. Let me tell you, when I was small, I was 14, 15, my dad used to take me out for some social work that he used to do, after a cyclone or after some sort of a natural calamity in Dhaka. We used to go out and help the people out. So this seed was, put inside me by my dad, basically. So coming back, DXN, the first part is health. So better health, better life. That is what everybody is looking forward to. So you have to make yourself very clear. My purpose is to get my body to the best. And Alhamdulillah, we have got just not that Ganoderma that you are looking at. We have got more than 500 products. Whatever the product that you have, you can use. There are more than 20 million people using our products. Mostly the people are consumers. So that purpose, you should be making, that thing very clear, that I need to work more on my body than my job, than my business, or whatever you are doing. Relationship. This is very, very important. And in DXN, you make so many friends. You help so many people. So together we are growing, they are growing, the company is growing. And that is the reason why the word which I really love about our industry is not direct selling and MLM and network marketing. It is called relationship marketing. A lot of people, when they cross 50 and 60, they get lost because of loneliness. In DXN, you will never be alone. You will never be lonely. You give and you will see the beauty of this relationship that you build. You have your friends, you have your fans, you have your really loved ones all around the world. Faith. Of course, your connection with Allah is very important, because if you get disconnected from God, then you're lost. And now once you are in DXN, you have to have that faith, that trust. And that is the meaning of DXN. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are joining me in this webinar. You are not part of DXN. So I'm just giving you a little brief how this 6 important factors of life, the critical parts, is connected with with DXN. So whosoever has called you, you please get in touch with that person to know more. But right now, I'm talking about rediscovering yourself. So get your faith strong, and I'm sure it has helped millions of people. It can help you also, provided you believe. Faith and belief, they are on the same level, a little bit up, down. So you have to believe in yourself, believe in whatever you are doing. And if you find the right product which can give you the right result, why not? Take a look. Growth. In no industry, I had been in an aviation industry for a long time. Of course, I had to grow from whatever stage when I started my career to end of my career. But the growth in this industry of relationship marketing, network marketing is amazing. I don't think any other industry has got more potential to grow than our industry. We don't look at the background or the qualification or the color, creed, caste, religion, nationality. Everybody is a part of the DXN family. We call it one world, one market, one family. We just don't say it, we mean it. So if you are where you are and you like to grow, this is the best platform. It cannot be better. So grow. Growth is there. And you can keep on doing forever and ever. And giving, that's what makes everybody happy. Give it from your inside. Whatever you would like to help, and forget about it after giving it. It changes lives. It's really, in my 23 years that I've been, when I'm coaching people, they come back to me and they say, Mr. Ghani, 5 years back, 10 years back, this is what you said, you did. Some of the people, they have not even seen me. I was in Prague many years back, and the guy comes and he thanks me. And he says, your that one video, how to do DXN business professionally, made me a diamond. I said, Alhamdulillah, I'm so glad that something that is there in that YouTube helped him. So try to give whatever you can. And the last thing is the legacy, what you leave behind. In fact, most of the people talk about legacy as after the person is dead. I would say that you can create a legacy while living, like Dr. Lim has done. He has created a legacy. All those who are really doing this business to help the people. Like Zig Ziglar said, that you help many people get what they want, and you will get what you want. So in the end, I can suggest that everybody can work in those 5 areas to rediscover and summarizing health so you can live fully without pain, relationship so you can love deeply, faith so you can walk with purpose, giving so you can serve others, many others, growth so you can become your best self, and legacy so your life continues, whatever that you are doing to make other inspire and motivate. So my final thought, the purpose of life is not simply to make a living, just to live. We have not come for that. There is definitely a purpose. It is to grow, to serve, to worship, to learn, and to leave this world that we are living in better than when we found it. There's so much of chaos, so much of war, there's so much of agony and misery happening around the world. If you look around, I mean, there are so many countries. Right now, we went through the war. So try to make a difference in the lives of others. One individual can do it. And that from one, it grows to more and more. So I like to do the announcement I'm going to do, because a lot of requests came to do it in Urdu or Hindi. So DXN Dubai has arranged this thing, which is going to take place in July, by the way, not this month. All right. And now everything is, now my brand is, website is a Facebook, Instagram, Facebook page is there, by the way. I'm putting about 3 videos every week. And YouTube, it's all Fatemi Ghani, all right? And how can I help you? My website is there, okay? And those who have been invited can get the free booklet. And those who have come from the social media, you can get in touch through my website called Map Your Freedom. You can get in touch that I have attended your webinar and you have got some question. It'll be my pleasure to answer all those questions. So my coaching platform, once again, is the Facebook page, mainly is the Instagram, is the YouTube. There are more than 400 or 450 videos which is helping people. And of course, my website called Map Your Freedom. Thank you very much. And over to Ashwin for the question answer. There you are.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ghani. That was a very amazing session. Actually, we are looking forward for this particular session. And before the session start, you mentioned about rediscovering your why, and you talk about one book. That was really an amazing one. See, yeah. So in the chat box, we could see that everybody from different parts of the world is thanking you for taking this particular topic, because we could see that people from Africa, people from Peru, people from Pakistan, India, everybody is messaging by thanking you for taking this particular topic, because everybody wanted to rediscover their why. That's an
So
amazing
tell me,
topic.
let me
Yeah.
ask you a question.
Yes.
Because you are looking forward, you are excited to listen to this topic.
Yes.
So, what did you find? I mean, or did you
I
find
should
yourself?
definitely rediscover my why. My why.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, Mr. Kenny, like, as you said, you mentioned about 5 areas. Like, I just noted down. It's all about, the 5 points you have mentioned about legacy, about
Six
the
points.
health. Yeah, six
Six points.
points. These things, definitely every individual has to work on. Then only, we have to find our real why. This is
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
felt after attending your session.
Absolutely. So, are we
See
good
now,
for
while
some
consider
questions? Sorry for
Yes, yes.
interruption.
Ladies and
Are
gentlemen,
we going to take some
have
questions
any?
today?
Yeah, no, it's fine, Mr. Ghani. Yes, yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please write it on the chat box. We can ask Mr. Gyani and we'll get some reply from him. How can someone distinguish between a temporary passion and their true life purpose? It's a
Oh,
question from.
that's a deep question. Temporary passion, I call it motivation. You got a mobile, right? It is charged, okay? Uh, and after one day, how much you are using, or maybe 2 days, it gets completely discharged, okay? Uh, so that is temporary motivation, and temporary passion is from outside. It's from outside. Now, the passion that you have from inside, you're not doing, Abila, I think it was Abila's question,
Yeah.
something for somebody else. Temporary passion is connected with some outwardly, some people's thing, whereas your your real passion, your that purpose thing that you're talking about, uh, is you doing without any recognition. You know, the problem with us is when we reach to a certain level of life, we would like to get a pat in the back. This is what we need. That, and that is the reason why we have this recognition night, anniversary, and all that. That's pat in the back. You know, Abila, what you should be doing for real passion? You ask yourself, I mean, are you really doing it from inside? It is inner game. So, this, if it has got a certain chip, which I think Elon Musk is going to make, where you don't have to charge also. So, coming back, if it is from inside, you're going to be alive, you're going to be happy, and you want some recognition. You know what I did in my workshop, Ashwin? You know what I did in the workshop?
Uh-huh.
In my workshop, you know, those sixth one and the third, the second one was what? Relationship.
Relationship. Yeah.
So I said to everyone, please everybody stand up. And I told, they were in the round table. So I said, okay, all the women, or men, and men, women who are like husband, wife, or they are, kids, you can embrace each other. And that was part of the exercise. So I said, okay, let's do it for a few minutes. They stood up and they started hugging each other. And then they went all across to find their friend. I said, don't go to your friend. You just do it with anybody that you had some grudges with. I mean, and say that, I'm sorry. This is where you are going to, become a happy person today. So that exercise from 1 minute went down to 10 minutes. And that
Oh.
was so, sometimes you need to just hug yourself. You can do that. If there's nobody there, you are alone, you just tell yourself, Abila, you are a good person. You are doing whatever you are doing for yourself to help others. So that is my answer to that question.
That's
Next.
amazing. I hope Ms. Abila got a perfect answer from Mr. Gyani. And we have one question from Ms. Evelyn. What challenges did you face in the journey of DXN?
Oh, this is, you want to become successful. I mean, in my time, somebody asked me yesterday, Mr. Ghani, when you started 2003 and you started business in 2004, what challenges? So I'm going to answer that lady also. I'm sure she's here. We didn't have any social media. We didn't have AI. We didn't have anything, all those tools. We had to go and do the door knocking and go to the people's house or call them, go to the office. So it was very tough. But when I found my why, that is the daily activities I had to do, I call it IPA, income producing activity which I was doing. But my main purpose, Evelyn, was to come back to Vancouver. That was my main purpose. That was my mission. So I gave a target in 2004. January or somewhere in 2007, I'll get out of my job. So, of course, there were a lot of no's. I don't know because I'm still learning. I mean, from various books. And we used to have those audio cassette, you put it inside the car and then you take it out and then you turn it and then you can put it, those are the, if I tell my grandchildren, is it, what are you talking? Is a Stone Age? Where were you staying? I said, this is what it was. There's a thing called CDs and there was a DVD and there was a VHS. Anyway, so you had to evolve. The word that I use is evolution. I kept on growing this, and whatever I was learning, I was applying it. So the success was not easy. It was very, very difficult. And it took time. But the most important investment, I would like to tell all the new people, or even all the people who are stuck in their double diamond, or they are in star agent, want to become, the investment is time. The investment that Unity gave is just like that. You put that time in your job, 8 hours. You ask me how much time you should have, 8 hours. Not 1 hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, you're joking. If you are getting your salary 5,000 dirham or 10,000 dirham or whatever 1,000 dirham you are getting, or dollars that you are getting, 3,000, 5,000 dollars you are getting after putting that 8 hours. So why do you expect to get that $5,000 from DXN by putting only 1 or 2 hours? Are you in a hobby or you are in a business? Today I was listening to my coach, Eric Worre, and every day I listen. I have to get that knowledge. I have to get new information. And today's topic was exactly the thing that I'm talking. He said from an average, a lot of people are average. 20 million people, they are 98% average who are doing business. And you want to go above, then from average, you have to go to obsession. The word is obsession. You don't look at the time. You just work. And the good thing about I always praise DXN Dubai office. You don't work 9 to 5, like typical many places. They have weekends and they have holidays, and you work 24/7, not 24/7, at least 365 days, the entire year. That is the reason why you all are doing so good, and you will keep on doing so good. So coming back again, struggles are always there. Take it as like a challenge, but the result that you are going to get, Evelyn, is huge. My students, alhamdulillah, now are earning from 10,000 to even $50,000 US dollar plus. So who are these people? They joined much later than me. And the best thing is, that is again like a father-son relationship. They're earning, I'll be honest, more than me. I don't care. They are earning more. But alhamdulillah, I'm also earning good. Enough. So I will do a video on that thing, Evelyn, and you can watch in the YouTube as well as in my Facebook page, because there are a lot of videos which are lined up now. Next question, Ashwin.
So far, we have not received any question, but let me ask you a question, sir. Could you please advise DXN members like how they can rediscover their why?
They have to ask themselves, are they ready to sacrifice their time, Are they ready to come out of their comfort zone? Are they ready to earn that money that they have got a target so that they come into DXN business full time? Now, part timer, most of the people join. I also joined like a part timer. But then uh, that rediscovering stage, I found out really quickly because I saw a lot of people at that time earning $7,000, $8,000. Now, at that time, I'm talking about 2003. I'm still not 100% into the business. And I saw a lady in Vancouver when I came on vacation, summer vacation I used to get. And this lady was earning that much of money. And in Dubai, people are earning the same amount in $600 or $1,000. And who had joined 1.5 years before. I joined up after almost over a year. So, this is a business. Now, there are 3 steps. Now, you want to do this business, you have to follow these 3 steps. Step number 1, you have to learn. Step 1, you have joined, okay, and you have joined because of your why, not because of that upline, or not by looking at somebody's video. You joined because of you, not because of somebody else. It's your life. You want to take care of your health? You have to go out and start doing some exercise. You cannot tell, okay, please do my exercise and do my push ups and do my stretching. Please, you do it for me. No, it doesn't happen like that. So you have to learn about DXN company. It'll take you a few days. DXN products, DXN marketing plan, and most important is the network marketing. That you need to learn. That is step 1. Step 2, if you are new, you have to use the product. You have to become a consumer. And later, whatever you become, seller, you become a distributor, you become higher up, service center directors, that is the second stage. But first, as far as step 2 is concerned, is you have to become a product of the product. You cannot succeed without becoming the product of the product and without seeing the difference of this coffee and the difference of this mushroom. You have to know. That is step number 2. Very important. And step number 3 is you have to talk to people. Talk to people. Talk to many people. And you have to learn that language. And Alhamdulillah, I'm very proud. In this book, there's a chapter called Natural Approach. Now, everybody is talking about it. I mean, of course, I learned it also from my guru, Tom Schreiter. He was the one who taught me this 2004. You have to talk about what they want. You need to find what their problems are. And then give the solution without DXN product and DXN program. So I did work on that thing for 3-4 years and then formed that formula of natural approach. So you need to know how to talk to people. You're talking in your language, whatever language you have, but that guy is not understanding. Why that guy is not understanding? Because you are talking how to get that guy to make him a member or make her a consumer so that you get 100 PV or 300 PV. The person can get that vibe. So this is a big thing. This is not small. This is a business. And you will become successful. So these are the step 1, 2, and 3. This is the basic core foundation that I have given you. And you have to work more on yourself than on the business, more on yourself, how to communicate and how to do this conversation. And you'll become successful.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ghani.
Right. Welcome.
And Mr. Ghani, I got a question that Map Your Freedom book, is it available in Egypt?
It is now available in my website It is in Arabic, it is in English, everything is there. Now it's a digital copy. I don't have to give it to you like this. No. Now
Okay.
everything is digital. Just go to Map Your Freedom, and then on the top right is buy a book. Click on that and you'll get it.
All right.
It's available.
I think we have answered all the questions. And lastly, we got another question. How much to invest in this business in start and how to find people? I think he's new to DXN. So he was asking how much.
There's no investment in the DXN business. I mean, make that thing very clear. You are already buying stuff for yourself in the grocery, okay? Toothpaste, soap, shampoo, body foam, coffee, tea, some sort of moisturizer, some creams, and all that. You're buying? Yes, you are. And some of the people who really take care of their health, they are buying vitamins and minerals and all that type of stuff, which are expensive. If they are natural, organic, they are very expensive. So all that, whatever you are buying, you change your brand to DXN brand. And that costs about $100 or less, $80 to $90. Remember, your health is the most important asset where you should be investing, not in your business. You can be the richest man, powerful man, most famous person, but you don't have health, you have nothing. Now, when a person falls sick, then that person does not look at the money. They look at how I can get out of my sickness and pain. So, investment, you are already buying products worth about $100. So you just change your brand. Now, the question, since you are new, the question is, why should I change my brand? Because the products are natural, products are organic, which is giving good health. And at the same time, it is giving you money. So why not invest? That is in your health and in your business. Now these books, these books, they cost money. I just now got a book of Eric Worre, Pro Code, with shipment and everything. I paid about $60. So this is just one of the books. In my library, I've got over 100 books in network marketing, 100 books minimum. So you are talking about, even if it is for $20, $25, plus the coaching, plus the workshop, plus the webinar attendance that I'm doing with these people, still doing. That is where the investment you need to put. You want to become an engineer or a doctor or an accountant, whatever profession, you pay money. Why not in this profession of network marketing? That's where the investment will be from you, for you. DXN has got all the multi-million, billion-dollar invested in order to get you the product. Got you a beautiful office. Getting the product from Malaysia to your office, wherever you are. You just need to learn how to talk to people. That's it. I hope I've answered that question.
Hope Miss Aisha got a clear picture on what exactly she was asking. And with that, we can wind up the session, Mr. Ghani. And thank you so much once again. Thank you so much on behalf of the entire DXN Middle East family. We thank you for taking this topic
It's my
and
pleasure.
giving your time to educate our members and the newcomers to DXN. Thank you so much, Mr. Ghani.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much. And let's use this, rediscovering your why. Tonight, please write it down for yourself. Take
Definitely,
care.
definitely. Thank you
Assalamu
so much, Mr. Ghani. Ladies and gentlemen.